Okay, everybody, week 7 is here in the NFL. Thursday night football already happened, but it's Sunday now, people, and I want to get out these game-by-game predictions. Let's get into it. Let's get these out. Alright, let's get this all started. I got the Bengals winning over the Falcons here on Sunday in Cincinnati. I got the Jaguars taking the upset win over the Giants in Jacksonville. I got the Chargers winning over the Seahawks. That's actually a game I think could potentially tilt the other way, but we will see what happens. I got the 49ers winning over the Chiefs. That's an upset there in a marquee matchup here on Sunday. And then on Monday night, I got the Patriots winning over the Bears. I don't really got to talk too much about that one. But first, I really want to go in depth into this Bengals-Falcons game. This is a game that I think could actually tilt Atlanta's way, but I will take the Bengals just because I believe in their pass game, and I just don't really believe that the Falcons can stop it. I don't think they really faced a explosive pass game like the Bengals yet, and I think the Bengals, coming off of a week where they scored 30 points, are in really good shape to really score 30 points again. I think this will be a close game just because I do have some faith in the Falcons offense, but I also do have faith in that Bengals defense. And when it comes to the Falcons, their keys to winning is sacking Joe Burrow, getting to the quarterback, and also just limiting those big plays that Joe Burrow in this Bengals offense can make through the air. I just don't believe that the Falcons can do that because their pass defense hasn't been one of the top pass defenses in the league this year. And also, they didn't even sack Jimmy Garoppolo last week in their win versus the 49ers. So I don't believe they have the formula to stop Joe Burrow in this passing game, but I do believe it can happen. I do have faith in this Falcons offense that they can really go bar to bar with the Bengals in this game and give their best shot to win it. I just don't believe they have what it takes to stop Joe Burrow, and I believe that the Bengals defense might have an edge just because I do believe they have what it takes to at least slow down Marcus Mariota's offense there in Atlanta, everybody. So I will take the Bengals over the Falcons here. I also want to talk about Chiefs versus 49ers. I think this is a game where the Chiefs are going to get upset here, and it comes down to two things. The 49ers can run the football, open up their pass game, and keep Patrick Mahomes off the field, but they can get to the quarterback and they can play defense. And when you can pressure Patrick Mahomes, like we saw last week what the Bills did, especially to win that game, you're going to win yourself some games. If you can pressure Patrick Mahomes, you can win some games, and the 49ers can do that. It's how they stopped Matthew Stafford. I believe that was in week 3, week 4. And it's how they've been winning a lot of their games so far. And that run game, I believe, is going to take over. Let's not forget, Devin Singletary had a pretty nice game versus the Chiefs. Josh Jacobs went off versus the Chiefs. I think this is a game where Jeff Wilson or Christian McCaffrey has a really good game, and I think they keep Patrick Mahomes off the field. They are able to score enough points that they need to win this game. But also, I just think the defense does the job, and I think it gives Patrick Mahomes a hard time in that pocket because, look, that offensive line, it's been letting Mahomes get touched a bit more these past few weeks. So I will take the 49ers over the Chiefs because of their run game and their defense. Now, when it comes to Giants versus Jaguars, I think the Jaguars win this game just because of how they'll play in the trenches. I believe in their run game with ETN and James Robinson. I think they'll get the chance to really shine in this game because the Giants' run defense is not good at all. And look, the Jacksonville Jaguars' run defense is one of the best in the NFL this year. They're top 10 in the league in stopping the run. If you can stop Saquon Barkley and limit the Giants' go-to weapon in that offense, I think you have a good chance of winning in this game. I want to look at that Cowboys game that the Giants lost earlier this year. That was a game where the Cowboys just outran them, and earlier in the game, they were absolutely able to limit Saquon Barkley. This is something where I think the Jaguars will have kind of the same success here. I think they'll get the win over the Giants. Now, Chargers versus Seahawks, I just think this is a game where the Chargers pass game does look a little more fresh and fluid in this one. I just believe in their pass game a bit more. I believe this will be a very, very close game. Both run defenses aren't all that good, but I will take the pass defense that I trust more in this one, and that is the Chargers. So I will go with them in this game. But hey, let's move on to these other games, people. All right, moving on. I got the Cowboys taking the win over the Lions in Dak Prescott's first game back. I got the Green Bay Packers winning over the Washington Commanders. And look, I got the Bucs winning over the Panthers. That's kind of self-explanatory. The Bucs are just a better team, better passing offense, better rushing offense, better defense, better receivers, better coach, better offensive line, better everything, people. What else do I have to say? Now, when it comes to the Packers versus the Washington Commanders, this is a game where I think the Packers offense is just flat out better than the Washington offense, and the Packers defense is just flat out better than the Washington defense. This is a game where I think the passing offense for the Packers gets to get going a little bit, and if they want to be led by their run game, they can't do that because Washington's run defense isn't one of the best in the league. So I believe that the Packers offense could do a little bit of both here and have success doing it. And then when it comes to defensively for the Packers, their pass defense is going versus Taylor Heineke, I believe. So I just don't see success for this Commanders offense. You don't really just get to run on the Packers defense either. So I have the Packers taking this game. Now, when it comes to the Cowboys versus the Lions, I think the Cowboys take this one here. I just don't believe that Lions defense. It's plain and simple. As long as that defense is bad, they're not getting very many plays because no matter how great that offense has played at times this year, the defense has played bad and it's really let it down, man. I feel really bad for Lions fans and that Lions offense because that offense is so good, but the defense is messing everything up. But when it comes to this game, this is a game where I think the Cowboys offense will just be able to fire off on all cylinders, put up a lot of points, and I think it's going to be hard for the Lions offense to keep up going versus a very good Dallas pass defense and a defense overall that can get to the quarterback, disrupt Jared Goff. Now, we'll see what the run defense for the Cowboys does because this is a run defense that can be a little iffy sometimes, and I think if you let Jamal Williams kind of run wild there, then the Lions really have a good chance. But I just don't believe in that Lions defense, and I think with Dak Prescott back, allowing that to have Ezekiel Elliott to be a little bit better, I think the pass game and run game kind of fire off on all cylinders here versus the Lions. No matter what the Lions offense does in this one, I just don't believe they'll be able to keep up just because I do believe in the Cowboys offense. I think they'll be able to do well in this game, but it's also just because I don't believe in this Lions defense, and I'm sorry. I feel bad for Lions fans because I feel like their season is being ruined by that defense, and that offense has been so good. It's really just, man. Oh, man. But those are my predictions there. Let's move on to this last slide here. Finishing this all off, I got the Colts winning over the Titans. Look, that is one I think we should all keep an eye on. I got the Browns upsetting the Ravens in Baltimore. I got the Raiders winning over the Texans. I got the Jets winning over the Broncos easily with Russell Wilson especially not being their quarterback. I'm not even going to go over that game. The Jets are going to win. They're a good team right now. Look, they're going to win, people. And I have the Dolphins winning over the Steelers. Now, when it comes to Dolphins Steelers, now, when I look at the Steelers, I think a lot of their success last week, well, not a lot of it, but some of it came from the ability to run the ball with Najee Harris finally. I don't really believe they'll be able to do that versus the Dolphins, who are ranked 11th in rush defense. And look, I just don't have faith in that Pittsburgh offense through the air to just be consistent. Now, when it comes to Miami's passing offense with Tua back and Waddle and Hill and Gesicki, I have faith in them. I believe that this is a game they will take just because of their upper hand in the passing game. I don't believe that the Steelers will be able to keep up with it, and that Steelers pass defense hasn't been all that great this year, and I think we see it again versus a dynamic pass game in Miami. Now, when it comes to Houston versus the Raiders, I'll say the Raiders take this game. Their offense just has the upper hand. I don't have a ton of faith in the Texans defense, especially after losing Jonathan Greenard. So I will take the Raiders in this game. I think we could see a big game from Devontae Adams in this one. And I also believe that the Raiders could really get after Davis Mills in this game. Now, Browns versus Ravens. I think the Browns are going to be able to run the ball. I think they'll be able to pass the ball. Now, while the Ravens, I believe they could do close to the same thing. If Ronnie Stanley does not play for that offense, they are going to have a rough day with Clowney and Myles Garrett, and I think that's where the Browns could kind of kickstart a turnaround on defense. So I think they could be able to get after Lamar Jackson in this game. I think they'll be able to run the ball, and I think Jacoby Brissett, with just facing that Ravens pass defense that has looked terrible, I think he could do something this week, people. I think this is going to be a close game, but I think the Browns pass rush is what gives them the edge in this one. If I am wrong, look, I'm wrong, but I'm going to take the Browns with the upset alert in this one, people. Now, Colts over Titans. I think the Colts get their revenge here over the Titans. Look, this is a division matchup. I just don't believe that the Colts are going to let the Titans beat them again. I think with Jonathan Taylor back this week, this team gets a boost. This past game was really, really good last week, and if they want to build on that, get them some help. Take some pressure off the pass game. Make defenses fear Jonathan Taylor, which they will. And that gives the pass game leeway to really succeed. So I think this is a game where the Colts pass game could find some success versus a Titans pass defense that really isn't all that great anyway. Now, Derrick Henry, he's going to have another good game. But I believe that the Colts passing offense will be able to do a little bit more than they did in the first game versus the Titans, people. I will take the Colts in a close game over the Titans here in week 7, people. But other than that, tell me what you think about week 7 and your predictions about it down in the comment section below, everybody. This has been Malik Hicks, aka the Ranker of the Ultimate Sports TV, signing off. Jesus loves you. Peace out, and I'll see you on the other side.